So the first time I found out about it, it just intrigued me because it seemed like something that most people wouldn't be into, and I was curious.
It was one of my best moments because I believe that that's the state, if you practice on, you can actually travel to another realm.
I've done yoga and I've tried different things, and I was really interested of the concept because I've never heard about it before.
Felt like as if I was, floating and seeing the stars. I kind of realized there's something more than the physical and the mind that exists in reality. It was an awesome experience.
I do feel that I got everything and more than I thought I would get from this experience.
Over time, we have evolved to become fast-moving, highly ambitious, and extremely stressed beings. We live in a world where we pamper all our day-to-day needs with luxuries and are constantly reacting to situations, never really having the time to introspect or take a peek into our own selves or where we are headed. So how important is it for us to pause the mad rush and evaluate what it is we are doing? Popular techniques like yoga, meditation, vipassana, or even going into deeper techniques like ayahuasca that can help bring about cleansing of one's inner self. But all these might sound a bit overwhelming for the tech-savvy humans that we are, and we would want something more progressive, with almost little or no commitment time. We at The Vibe are on a quest to bring you unique experiences of all different kinds, be it in the space of travel, food, adventure, spirituality, anything that would authenticate a genuine lifestyle and make you feel true. In doing this, we stumbled upon Amitabh Sweta and his curiously interesting venture called 1000 Petals, which boasts of the famous flotation tank technique, which indulges you in sensory deprivation, and light therapy via a device called the Lucia lamp. The only place in the country to provide these techniques which claim that science and spirituality, when combined, can pamper your brain and make you evolve to a better state of being. Apart from being a sound and a meditative healer, Amitabh is also one of the last few hipsters from the Indigo generation and is also one of the country's biggest names in the psychedelic trance music scene and goes by the name Triptone. Now all of this excited us. We decided it would be prudent to actually test the waters and the lights of these therapies to see if we could truly awaken our minds and open the third eye of consciousness, as they say it. So, we got our team to travel to their center in Bangalore and validate this experience with the help of Varun Bajaj, an interior designer and a young architect from the city who volunteered to go through their process for us.
Hey guys, what's up? Hey,
Hi.
Amitabh, man.
Hi,
Hey,
Varun.
Amitabh, nice to meet you, Varun. What's up? Welcome to 1000 Petals, guys. I was a DJ and a producer, playing a lot of psychedelic parties, better known as Triptone. And what I saw in that whole journey of being a DJ, there was only celebration happening there. There was always a lack of stillness. That lack of stillness was the only issue about coming up with something very, very brand new, which will help people to meditate. Yeah, that's what got 1000 Petals together. So, welcome to the Zero Temple. This is a space for meditations. We hold a lot of workshops here about meditations. We do crystal healings, we do like breathwork sessions out here. The sessions in the Zero Temple are basically very, very scientific approaches, but conventional scientific approaches. Come. So we go into the light machine room now. This is the famous Lucia light.
Now, we did do a little research on the Lucia light machines and discovered a very interesting background of its inventors. Dr. Dirk Prowick and Dr. Engelbert Winkler, both neurologists. At the age of 7, Dr. Winkler had a transformative near-death experience, NDE. This led him to extensively research NDE phenomena, analyzing the principles of shamanic and meditative traditions. Inspired by his research, he worked with Dr. Prowick to create this technology, the Lucia #3, to assist in awakening the consciousness of humanity. The Lucia light is known to be many things, having profound, deeper explanations for activating the pineal gland or awakening the third eye. The pineal is believed to be the seat of the soul, the bridge to higher consciousness. Opening the third eye is the key to awakening our psychic senses, allowing access to other realms and dimensions, and connecting to the spirit.
The Lucia Light Machine, when I went onto Google Map, opened about 8 to 10 different sites in Australia where they had the Lucia Light Machine. So I mailed them, but I needed somebody to validate the experience completely. So I decided that I will go there and see the light for myself, experience the light session myself.
Hi.
How are you doing
Good,
today?
good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so welcome to 1000 Petals.
So Varun, you signed the consent form now.
Yeah.
Okay, so perfect. This is the BioWell camera now. We are going to do chakra analysis on that. Put your fingers one by one, into this machine. It will calculate its readings and then give you a perfect analysis about it. We'll discuss about it and then we'll move on to other things. See, as you see these, the outside ones, that's your finger inside. Okay, the outside is the electromagnetic heat energy. What you're dissipating right now. Let's sit down, do this meditation, and realize how exactly these energy centers work. Let it sit right beside me. After this meditation, we are going into the Lucia Light Machine. Now it's very important, Varun, that we work together for first 10 minutes in the light machine. So when the light comes on and gets bright, start breathing in. And when the light gets dim, breathe out. Come, have a seat.
After the meditation, I feel quite calm, like he said, balanced, a little more focused. So hopefully I get an outcome what I really have to get.
So I'm going to give you some headphones now just to drown the outside noises. Right now my personal favorite is Moby. The effects of the Lucia are endless. It supercharges the brain with energy. It works on the pineal gland, which is, as they call it, the third eye itself, and makes you more creative, makes you more stable in your thought process, makes you more sharper as far as your decision making is concerned. The Lucia Light Machine has a very, very special place as far as we meditators are concerned. Something that will take us that deep into meditation, which meditators reach after 15 to 20 years of meditation in 20 minutes. Welcome back, my friend.
It was just my physical being, but without me actually physically present there. Dimensions, could see a lot of tubes, like as if I was getting into wormholes and seeing patterns, could see galaxies, stars revolving, and colored patterns, which Amitabh said, colors were really not there, but I could see a lot of 3D dimensional geometric patterns everywhere. And quite deep. Couldn't feel my physical at all. Every time I felt my physical, it was more like energies that were radiating out or radiating into my body, like nothing more than that. And it was an awesome experience.
to shower before the float, always. Shower, come out, wear those earplugs, twist and then push inside. Once that is done, relieve yourself of whatever bodily fluids you have and then come out. And now close this door and you're gonna go in. Well, flotation tank, the history goes back from 1950s actually. And there was this scientist called John C. Lilly who invented the sensory deprivation tanks or flotation therapy. Now, flotation tanks are nothing but a 10 feet in diameter tank with about 10 inches of water inside, 750 kgs of salts are put inside. As soon as you enter the tank and lie down inside, it's like a nice waterbed itself. Now, number one, the gravity is not working on you. The room is darkened out completely, so there is no eyes working out there. As soon as you put your head below the waters, you can't hear anything from outside. About 98% of the outside world is completely cut off for you.
While the sensory deprivation tanks have moved from the twilight zone of science into the mainstream as a form of lifestyle therapy, with the help of advocacy and mentions in popular subcultures in the West, such as Homer, the iconic character uses a float in an episode of Simpsons.
Can you pee in it?
I'll take 2 hours.
And then we have Joe Rogan, who is an ambassador of some sorts in the youth-influencing media channels like Vice, and most recently, the Netflix original series Stranger Things also touches upon this technique.
Do you know anything about sensory deprivation tanks? Specifically how to build one?
So the folks from the West world are quite familiar with this, but in our country, it is still relatively new.
Brain has the capacity to heal everything inside the body itself. Like, people generally have blockages within, emotional, spiritual, mental blockages. Those can get cleared out in the flotation tank, being in the sensory deprived environment. The light machine, where you are deep into the light itself, and then getting up from that light machine and going straight to the flotation tank where it gets very, very dark. So that actual light to the darkness is a complete paradigm shift for a human brain. That paradigm shift itself, what it does, it sends you straight into a meditative state as far as a flotation tank is concerned.
Out of the world. I don't feel anything right now. Feel very light and really can't explain this feeling. If you really want to have like an outer body experience, this is what it is. People try to take substances and do things. I think there's a more cleaner way and a more better form of reaching new dimensions.
What we're trying to promote here is to bring you back to the present, bring you back to that self-awareness, make you realize that you're such an integral part of this huge multiverse. And we don't realize that because we're so afraid of looking into ourselves and being comfortable of what we're actually made of.
I see a lot of unrest where people are searching for something outside themselves. What if you were happy always and in bliss always? I think only meditation can do that to a human being. I emphasize on deep meditative states to be reached for the human consciousness.
The jury is still out on whether the float tanks and the Lucia lights are truly effective in achieving the next levels of human consciousness. One thing's for sure, Every experience is unique to each person. We definitely feel it's worth the shot. And it is time to come into the light.